to, is that provision 5 right there? Other potential buyers. I'm not super concerned about this for test purposes. However, having said this, other potential buyers. Notice we're in an exclusive buyer agency agreement. But who's exclusive to who? The buyer is exclusive to me. And what I mean by that is, buyer, don't go out and use any other agents. You have agreed you're not going to do that. But how about the agent? Can the agent work with a bunch of buyers?
Yes.
This is the way you make a living. You have to be working with a lot of buyers simultaneously to make it make sense. Do you see a conflict potentially arising? Yeah. What if we end up having 2 buyers interested in the exact same house? Which could happen. I mean, typically agents work in relatively small areas, or they have niches that they work in. Because of that, their buyers are occasionally going to get interested in the same house. Is that dual agency? No. Having 2 buyers interested in the same house is not dual agency. Having a buyer and seller in the same transaction, that's dual agency. Be careful, but you've already disclosed to the buyers this could happen. And listen, I'm not going to tell the other guy anything about you, and I'm not going to tell you anything about the other guy, so don't ask me, okay? But it's just the nature of the beast that this could come up. We've already disclosed it. What's provision 6? Has to do with firm's duties. Read through this, but again, let me remind you what, the firm, on the buyer side, you help them find houses, and then you're a project manager. It's what it amounts to. Are there going to be inspectors? Are there going to be appraisers? Are there going to be surveyors? Yes. Who should pay for them? Buyer. You should pay for them. I'm a real estate agent. That's what you're paying me for. I'm not paid to do these other services. You're just kind of letting them know. You'll see that come up again in just a moment. Disclosure of buyer's identity. Buyer, I'm going to disclose your identity unless you tell me otherwise. If buyers do not want their identity disclosed, there are strategies that they can use. They can create LLCs or trusts or things like that to protect their identities to an extent. Having said that, I would be very careful if I were you. I would never write a contract that said, Chris Barnett, agent of undisclosed buyer, because if you put your name on that contract making you responsible for that, there might be issues that can come back on you if the buyer ends up being in breach. There are ways for handling this. I would suggest that you, or more likely your buyer, talks with an attorney about how to set that up. Non-discrimination language, why is that there? Rule. There you go. You're getting stronger. I was afraid after lunch you would have gotten everything you learned, but you did fantastic on that. The buyer has duties as well. Make yourself available. Other professional advice. We're going to have other people to talk to. You're going to pay for it. Home warranty is on there again. Buyer, we'll talk about a home warranty. Oftentimes, if you can negotiate this, the seller will provide these for you, okay? Confidentiality of offers. Let me talk about that one real quick. I need you to go ahead and make a note right here. And it's going to allow me to talk about another rule while we're talking about a provision of contract. There is a Real Estate Commission rule, Rule 115. And remember, you don't have to memorize the numbers. You just have to remember what it says. Rule 115 basically says this. Agents, and you can brief this if you want to, because when you read Rule 115, it's only one sentence. And it basically says this. Agents cannot disclose the terms of competing offers. Agents cannot disclose the terms of competing offers without the permission of the person who made the offer. In the rule, it actually says the offeror. Agents cannot disclose the terms of competing offers without the permission of the offeror, without the permission of the person who made the offer. You just came back from lunch, but are you feeling pretty sharp about this? Okay? Do you understand that here's what I'm saying? If you're a listing agent, and you get 3 offers, you're in a multiple offer situation, okay? Obviously, you tell your seller what the offers are, right? But the question becomes, your seller says do something like this. Hey, agent, why don't you just go back and tell each one of the buyers how much the other one offered? Let's get them in a bidding war. Matter of fact, give them knives. Let them work it out that way, okay? Your seller, who is your client, has just asked you to go out and disclose the terms of competing offers to each of these buyers. Can you do that?
No.
No. Even though your client asked you, can you deny your client?
Yes.
Yes, because you're only supposed to make what request of your client? The lawful and ethical request of your client. They're asking you to violate a commission rule to do this, okay? Sorry, Mr. Seller, I'd like to do that, but unfortunately, you're asking me to violate a rule, okay? Could I go back and say, tell these buyers they're in a multiple offer situation? Could I do that? Yeah, I could do that. I'd have to have the seller's permission to do it, but technically I could do that. So basically what I'm saying is, I'll make a trick question out of it. The rule doesn't say you can never disclose the terms of competing offers, right? It doesn't say you can never do it. It says you can't do it without whose permission? The person who made the offer. Let's try that out. Ebony, you're in a multiple offer situation. It would help us a lot if you would allow us to tell these other people how much you offer. Will you give us permission to do that?
No.
Heck no. I mean, the answer is going to be no. It doesn't say it can never happen, but it can't happen without their permission, and they're always going to say no, okay? Do you see how I can turn this into a test question? Your seller tells you to do it, and the seller's your client, but they're asking you to violate a rule. You with me?
Yes.
Okay. Now, why did I bring that up right now? I want you to look at that paragraph about confidentiality of offers. And it talks about this rule. It doesn't call it by number, but it talks about this rule. But then it turns right around and tells the buyers, buyer, do not assume that your offer is confidential. The buyer said, wait a minute. You just told me that agents cannot disclose the terms of competing offers. Well, so why are you telling me that my offer might not be confidential? Even though agents can't say it, who can? The buyers and sellers can say anything they want to. If the seller wants to go to a cocktail party and run into Melissa and say something like this, oh, your offer was good, but Ebony offered $205. Okay, there's nothing to stop the seller from doing it. They're not bound by commission rule, right? I am bound by commission rule because of my license. Do you understand where I'm going with that? And basically what we're telling the buyer is, don't assume that your offer is confidential. I won't tell anybody, but don't assume that it is. And then, not long after that, it looks like we're getting into the dual agency language. Is that correct? Did I skip anything? Yeah, so additional provisions if you'd like to add something, but then we're into the dual agency language, which we have discussed. So congratulations. After signing the buyer agency agreement and putting your license number on there, why is your license number on there? Because it's a rule. You guys are a fast study. Congratulations, you have now finished the listing agreement, the buyer agency agreement. You have finished the agency contract chapter. Do you have any questions or comments about? Look at what you've done. Chapter 7, agency. Chapter 8, agency contract. Do you see how all of this information fits together? We also threw in some pretty dadgum important disclosure documents as well. Property disclosure statement and the bond. Right? Make sure you know those issues as well. I'm done with chapter 8 unless you have anything you'd like to add. Good? All right. Without even hesitating, you can go ahead and stop.